The reason why you're not patient in your trading is because you do not even know the reason why you're not even being patient in the first place, if that makes sense for you. When I started up trading, one of the biggest problems I have, one of the biggest demons, I like to call them demons, is because everybody have that demons. Everybody have what they struggle with. Alright, it's not everybody that struggle with the same thing in trading. Some people struggled with greed. Some people, they are very greedy people by nature, so they struggle so much with greed. And some people struggle with fear because they're already fearful people by nature, so they just bring their fear to trading. Mine was, I didn't have problem with fear and greed. What I had problem with was patience. That was my demon. I'm a very patient person. Before, not now again. I'm a very patient person, so I brought down my impatience to I always want everything done quickly, fast. So I brought it into trading, and that's why I struggle with patience in trading. And the thing is that I don't know the reason to why I was even impatient until I sat down to come and start studying myself, to start journaling, to start actually planning out things the way it should be. And that's when I knew the reason to why I wasn't. You have to know the reason to why you're not patient. There is a reason. Same thing with being afraid, and same thing with greed. Why are you even greedy? What is the cause of this your greed? You start to see that probably it is because of you have bills to pay, or because of something will bring that thing up. So mine was impatience, and then this video I want to tell you one of the reasons, or one of the biggest things that bring people or make people fail early on in their trading career. So as I was saying, patience was one of my biggest problem, and the reason why I was being impatient was because of I wanted to always make money. I wanted to always make money that day or that week or that month. I was always trying to be so certain I was going to make money that day, that month, or that week. And this was one of the reasons to my impatience. The other reason is that usually in my life I'm always impatient, so it also contributed to that. But it had roots. It had to why it was like that, because I always wanted things gotten quickly or done fast. You get me? And one of the things, I'm going to tell you the things that actually helped me actually try to get better at that, or try to eliminate that kind of habit or attribute that I have in myself, is actually having a state plan, having a plan. Before, when I come to the market, is always just almost, trading is random, but sometimes you make it too much random than it should actually be. If it's too much random, if your trading is so random, it's so sporadic. How do they pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce sporadic. I think, yeah. It does not have a direction or a certain pattern. You get me? It is going to be worst for you, because you're going to be just trading so much random. Trading is already random, but you're not bringing more randomness into it. That means it's going to be helter-skelter. So first thing is to have a structured plan. It will reduce the randomness, if there's a word like that, or how much random it is. Alright, because trading on its own is already a random thing. So it's going to reduce how random. If you're always looking for one thing anytime you come to the market, and whenever I see that thing, you're going to strike. That, because of that reason, it reduces how random you're actually doing with trading. But if today you come, you're using this strategy, tomorrow you come looking for this one, you look for that one, you make it too random. I don't know if that makes sense for you. You make it too much random of a thing that you should actually be. And then you start to see yourself fail woefully or lose in the game of trading. So I first started to have structures planned out. Yeah, my structures is actually in my trading plan. I'm not one of those people that are going to tell you that strategy is not very important. It is important. Yes, you have to have something that you always look out for in the market, something that always brings you to the market. You have to always look for something like that. It should always be a specific thing, even though it's not one thing, but it should always surface around being the same thing. Like in my case, I will tell you I trade trend line, I trade price action. Yes, I trade trend line, but it's not just trend line alone. I usually look out for a lot of confluences, and that confluence is always what I'm always looking out for. I need to see 3 to 4 of them. 4 of them is even the best, but 3 of them is my minimum if I can strike the trade. So, and when you start doing that, when you start having a good trading plan, and always waiting until you see those things before you actually strike, is going to reduce your patience. All right, it's going to deal with your patient. So when you always wait for those things that you want to see, those confluences, as I call them, or as they call them, to before you strike. See, the truth is, guys, if you're always waiting for that thing you want to, you cannot always see that thing every time in the market. That's what reduced right now. My number of times I trade in a month has reduced from over 20 something to 13. God, Jesus God, thank you. As I say this thing now, like, it's very crazy. It's so crazy. Before, in a month, I'll be looking at my chart and I'm seeing I've taken over 20 something trades in a month. And that was me. Before that, earlier on was worst. But I think when I started trying to improve, it was now got to 20 something. Earlier on was more than 30 something trades in a month. Then it reduced to 20 something. And that 20 something was too much. Now I think, now I've checked it, 10 to 13 trades in a month. In which for me, I think that's a good start try. Because one of the things that I reduced my trading to 3 times in a week only. If I've traded 1, 2, 3 in a week, I'm done. And I stopped trading on Mondays. And now recently, what made it 13, I stopped trading on Fridays. And why I stopped trading, all these things were reasons. One I didn't trade on Mondays was I found out Mondays always had a lot of fake breakouts, because I trade price action, break, retest, structure, support, resistance. So Mondays always have a lot of fake of those things. So there's always a lot of fake breakouts, fake retest, fake everything on Mondays. So I decided to cut off Mondays, and I think the market is always trying to just wake up. It's just waking up, so I just decided to cut Mondays and use for something else. And then Fridays, if I'm not in that trade before that Friday, you will not see me. I will try not to be in a trade on Friday, because the week is also ending. And usually I don't like to hold trades over the weekend. And another reason I don't like to hold trades over the weekend is right now, the weekend is very scary to hold trade because of what's going on in the world, war here, war there, this place there, this thing. So weekend is always like a risk to hold your trade in the weekend. You don't know what will happen during the weekend. It's like so like the world is really crazy right now. So yeah, that was the reason I stopped trade. I stopped trade on Mondays, and now I added Friday. Yes, but I can still hold the trade to Friday. But that Friday, like right now, I'm on a trade on gold, and I'm seeing that it might reach tomorrow, because I'm seeing that the market is so quiet. And I looked at that tomorrow on Friday. I saw there's a lot of news on the USD and XAU USD, so it has a USD pair in it. So I think the market was just chilling to just see the results of tomorrow. Now I don't know whether I should leave the trade or I should leave it to tomorrow, but I've seen what I need to see. For me, news, I don't always, except that news is that day, I try to avoid it. But if the news is like, maybe I enter a trade today and the news is tomorrow, I'll likely still hold that trade. Whatever the news comes and does, it does. But that's fine with me. So I think I'll still hold the trade even though it reaches tomorrow, which is Friday. So that was what I did, and I was able to reduce my number of trades I took. All right, but that's not what I was talking about for today. So what I was trying to say earlier before I got into reducing number of trades is that I started looking for a specific kind of thing in the market, and you should also do so. Try to look out for a specific kind of thing, because let me tell you the truth, you can always see that thing every time. All right, you can always, what I look out for is a trend, an area of interest, and an entry pattern. These 3 things. And believe me you is that I can always see this thing every time. It's not every time the market is trending. This period, this week, markets are trending. Last week, markets weren't trending that much. It was the indices that were trending very well. All right. So before you see all these things, because I like the daily to be trending, I like the daily time frame to be in line with the 4-hour time frame. So if all these things come together in place, it doesn't always occur every time. So that automatically reduces the amount of times you trade. Just check it out. It will automatically reduce the amount of time that you trade when you're always looking for a specific thing. But mostly, what makes people always trade a lot and make them always be impatient, because that's what leads to these things are connected. When someone that is impatient will likely trade a lot, because you're impatient to chill and not trade the fuck. You're impatient to chill. That was me. All right. But when you now start being very disciplined on, oh, this is what I want and this is what I want them to see, until you see that thing before you strike. Right now, until I see what I mentioned for you here, right here, before I strike, and before you can see the daily align with the 4-hour, mostly the daily will always, and weekend and weekly will always be in a good trend. It's always the 4-hour, because I cannot trade the daily and the weekly. I come to the lower time frame to trade the 1 hour, to anytime I trade the 1 hour, 30 minutes. Now I don't barely visit the 15 minutes now. You get me? So, oh God, am I really improving? Before I usually am always on the 15 minute. Now I barely am on the 15 minute. Now I'm mostly on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame. 30 minutes just always not too much than not too much, not always too much. So before all these things are aligned, especially the 4 hour, before the 4 hour always align with my strength, it's always like a marathon. So before all these things are aligned and give me what I want, like it takes a lot of time, and that will reduce the amount of trades you're taking, and that will make it take that will, once you reduce the amount of trades you're taking, it somehow automatically makes you start taking better trades. Now believe me, you can still wait and you still hit stop loss. Yes, that is very fucking annoying. I'll wait for these things to align, and they align, and I take the trade and I'll still hit stop loss. Yes, that is the lot of disadvantage. It can pierce your heart very well, but it's part of the game. Just know that yes, it is true, less is more. If trade less means that you have less losses, and it also means that you have less wins. But here, what you're here for is to have less losses as possible. That is the main thing. To have less losses as possible. Alright, so one of the things is to have a structure, a good trading plan, strategy, and wait till you see those things. Wait till you see those things align. Another thing is this, you know, if you've not tested something, you might not really know what's the benefit of that thing. Okay, sometimes there's a woman I was watching on YouTube. Okay, was it on YouTube? Yeah, it was on YouTube or Facebook, one of those two. So she had her neighbor, she was talking how her neighbor, every time they are friends, good friends, every time she will always call her to want to come, let us go and exercise. And she was like, no, I don't have that time, you go exercise. And they her herself, she just go exercise every morning. And it was like not every morning, so it was always like 4 times in a week that she said. And then the neighbor recently had a illness or sickness that they now told her she will always exercise more, and now she exercises every day. The other woman, the one that she was always calling to come follow her, exercise every day, even more than her. She said if she had been following her, all those, this had been happening for 4 years, if she had been following her to go exercise, they are friends. And they live very near, like their neighbors too, they are friends and their neighbors. So she said if she had been following her to go for this exercise, probably that sickness wouldn't have arisen, because the sickness required her to always exercise often, like to try to always exercise often. And now when she now did it, when she started exercising and I saw how her body was not better, she's now, right now, she's like a gym freak. That's what the woman was saying, she's like a gym freak now. Now, the reason for that thing is that she's come to realization that, whoa, this thing has benefit. So therefore, let me continue. The thing with our brain is that until our brain sees our brain tries to avoid pain, but when it sees pleasure, it runs for pleasure. But sometimes, for pleasure to come, pain has to first come. For example, now a woman now in a labor room, for her joy is to give birth. Yes, she wants to actually give birth. She wants children, but pain first comes during the labor before the child. Do you see? That's an example I'm giving you. Pain will come. Something someone wants to slim. A person wants to look good, wants to look slim, wants to look this smart, but pain has to come first before the pleasure comes. But sometimes the brain wants to avoid that pain. The brain not sometimes always wants to avoid that pain. So what I'm saying this is that just give yourself a month of being patient, and you bet me, you believe, you see the benefits of being very patient. That is what happens to me. I give myself time. See, guy, don't rush again. Chillax. Do this thing gentle by gentle. Let's see what will happen. And then I started being patient, and I found out that before, like the last month or last months, S is an S, my losses were massive. Red, massive stop losses. And now I have stop loss, but not that much again. And see, my account is not in massive drawdown like it should always be. It's just in a minor drawdown because I just try to be more patient. I'm like, wow. And then the next month, I was 2 trades in 2 weeks. In 1 week, I recovered the losses of the last month in a week. I'm like, damn. My brain is like, maybe not even me. My brain is like, damn, wow, there's pleasure here. Let's continue. That is it, guys. Give yourself time to see the benefit of being patient, and you find yourself being patient. You not see that, oh, this thing has benefit. Because sometimes because you've not tested the benefit, you're just like, why am I going to be patient? I'll miss out on trades. Until you see the benefit of actually missing out on trades. That is actually a good thing to miss out on trades sometimes, because sometimes from the trade you don't even go to your direction, or you messed around and came back and he always hit to stop loss. That is it. That's the information I want to give you guys. It is very, very important. So always, just two things here is one, have a good strategy plan that you always look for every time. It limits the amount of time trade you take. Because for those things to always, if you're someone that always see your trading strategy appear every day, there are two things involved. Either you have every day, no, there's not two things involved, there's only one thing involved. It's not two things. Because what I just wanted to say right now is that you're trading a lot of pairs, but I'm trading a lot of pairs, and it's not every day I always see trades. But I'm sure to see a setup in a day, in a week, but not every day. I'm sure to see 2 to 3 setups in a week, but not every day. So every day, I think I should not even talk about that. Every day you see your setup every day, man. Is that you're trading what your brain is telling you to trade, or something else? All right. So yeah, right now I'm also on a trade on gold. Let's get to the chart and I'll show you guys what I'm still looking at for gold this week. I've already traded. This is the second trade I'm taking this week. Last week I traded only twice, hit TP, both of them, and now this week I traded USD CAD for buy. I was hitting break even. USD CAD right now is really confusing. And second, now I took the trade yesterday, so I'm holding it to today, which is gold, but it's really ranging. It's really ranging. It's not even going up, it's not going down. So I'm feeling like it's because of the news tomorrow, because a lot of USD news tomorrow combined at the same time. So I think that everybody just keeping their pockets dry. But I entered this trade on Wednesday. I'm expecting that Friday is too far, the market should move. But if it doesn't move, I'll still leave it to tomorrow. After all, I'm risking what I wanted to risk, and there's nothing I should be afraid of. So let's get to the chart, guys. All right, guys. Well, welcome to chats. Let's see what's going on. So this is the trade I'm actually on gold. I mean, craziest thing. All right, so gold has been in an uptrend for the longest of time. The daily is in an uptrend, the 4 hours in an uptrend, and actually I've actually been waiting for the market to retest. When it broke here, I was waiting for it to retest. All right, when it broke here, I was waiting for it to retest. Wait, no, me not use that. Let me use this stuff. So when it broke here, I was actually waiting for it to retest and then rally to the upside. But the manner in which it retested, I didn't even like, so I was not really interested. So I don't usually like to take this kind of retest. All right, but it barely retested. Like, it's just like see if it almost retest it, then you now managed to retest it. So I didn't even bother. But now we've had something that I like to actually see, in which is something called liquidity. So this place, definitely a lot of people must have bought here, anticipating that, oh yeah, we've broken it, we've tested it, we are buying. Everybody buy gold because gold has actually been buying, in which is actually a good thing. But I like to wait to see this liquidity run, all right, or sweep. Yeah, so now we've had it, a market has pulled up, and then on the pullback, I'm not anticipating for it to not rally to this upside. So yeah, we are with the trend, remember. So we are in an area of interest. Daily is uptrend, 4 hours uptrend. We are in an area of interest. You can see this is an area of interest. Market has held here, broke a retest here, so came here and been above here. So, and then we had an entry pattern yesterday, which was this engulfing candle, and then on this pullback I got in anticipating it's going to pull up. Simple. All right, simple. So let's just see how it's going to go. I think this market is going to actually take long than expected. So yeah, so the another market I was looking out for, but I was already on this one, so I cannot get into that one. That's the thing. And one thing you have to know is that if you've entered a trade, all right, then you see another one, except to have another account, probably I'll take that. But this was a very good trade too that I would have taken if I was not on this gold already. All right, but why I avoid it is I don't want something that maybe this one will come and hit stop loss and this one will go on, like if I all this time regret. So just stick to what you actually did in the first place and just leave it. All right, just leave it. Like, don't bring up those confusion in your head. It's better you avoid it. All right, so yeah, thank you very much guys for staying up to this point. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.